most incredible organisation you could ever wish to meet. It's an organisation, until I became involved with them, that I just thought it was a place where people went to die. Whereas I now realise it's huge in terms of its scope. Its scope when Angie was at home, arranging support for her, and counselling before we entered into the hospice. And the care you get in the hospice, as I've mentioned previously, is second to none. And as I've said also previously, I think it was a happy place, a place of smiles. So that's what it also brought. And then it brings as well the bereavement counselling when somebody has passed away. So about 10 years ago, she said, I've got a small lump, it's about the size of a pea on the side of the breast. And so they did a checkup and they said there was definitely something there and they would need to operate. They did the operation and they got all of the cancer out of the breast, they said, but they couldn't get it all out the lymph gland. Well, that's the doorway to the rest of the body. Her sister-in-law suggested we ask the doctor about Prospect Hospice, see what could be done. That's when our life really improved. Once Prospect Hospice was involved, everything changed. And for me, it felt like Prospect gave us three sorts of care, really. Firstly, there was care at home, then there was care in the hospice itself, and then what I call it for the time being aftercare, which is bereavement support, which is of course what I'm getting. We were visited by specialist nurses as and when, and that continued for many, many months. We also benefited from them coming to fit aids around the house to make it easier for Angie to do things at home, such as a hand hold in the shower so she could stand. But more than anything, the most important thing was whenever Angie got in more and more pain, and her pain was huge, it was terrible pain she was in, rather than trying to get hold of the GP to arrange an appointment to discuss further medication, we did it through the specialist nurses who had already been to see Angie, so they knew the whole issue. We'd talk about the fact her pain level's gone up again, and they would contact the GP to say we need to increase the dosage. And that happened, and then later that day I could drive up to the chemist and get the latest lot of painkillers. But it was about listening to what she wanted, what her wants were, what her problems were, and they would do anything they can to support her. And this was day and night. Whenever we had a problem, they were there for us. When that same doctor said to me, the cancer's beaten her and we need to consider moving her to Prospect Hospice, which that was arranged the following day. It was a happy place, a place of smiles. It was so comfortable. We used to wander around the place wearing our slippers. It was like home from home. And the meals were amazing. It was wonderful. She had a lovely big room. As I say, there was room for my bed next to hers. And my 4 children stayed in one of the lodges for some weeks. So they were able to be there day and night as well. It was incredible. It was beyond our wildest dreams. The other big point was there were nurses there all the time when you needed them. At the press of a buzzer they were there, and they'd deal with her pain relief or any other problems that she had. And it was always full of smiles, and the same goes for the doctors. I got to see the doctors in the Prospect Hospice, and they were so kind and attentive, and they always explained the latest position about Angie, where she was on the journey. And then finally the day arrived on the 3rd of February 2020 is when she passed away. And that really brings me to what happens next. I'm calling it aftercare, for lack of a better word, which is the counselling I've had, bereavement support. I don't think I could have coped without Louise. She's made all the difference in the world. And I have to say, it's not just for me. Angie's 2 daughters have also had the benefit of bereavement support as well. The hospice is providing a care that in effect never ends. Their arms are always around you. So that's what Prospect means for us. It completely changed our lives for the better. Finally, we had people who were involved with us who had the time and the care to spend with us. That's why something like this is so important.